Oh, good, Barb. You're thinking of everything behind the scenes. Thank you. I love that I have the Barb as my backup because sometimes I get a little scrambled. And today I'm a little bit scrambled because I have my grandchild in the background here, and he's a beautiful distraction, let me tell you. So it's wonderful to be with family, and it's wonderful to be with you all because you are my community. You are my spiritual home. And of course, always working alongside my BFF, Elemental P, Barb Samuel, Reverend Barb. So welcome, and we will, I think we've got Kareth opening, right? Alfred has got to show up for closing, so I might even call on somebody spontaneously at the end to close us out. So anybody that is a practitioner or practitioner in training is going to get called upon. So let's open with Kareth doing a treatment for us, please. Are you still there, girl? There she is.
I am. Okay. Join me in recognizing that in and through, and as all life is one cause, one spirit, that I know to be creative power that gives life to all. It is everything that is and ever will be, forever unfolding, revealing itself through the perfect pattern of God. I am a living part of this one mind, a channel for this divine goodness. I'm at home in it, as we all are. This one spirit that joyously and lovingly creates from itself. It is one thing and it is all things. We are all this creative power made manifest. In God we live and move and have our being. So as we breathe in, we say yes to God.
Yes, God.
Accepting that we are one with whatever good we desire. In this place of peace and of stillness, our hearts are open, our minds are receptive to the flow of love that is always, always available. We are all anchored in truth, and this truth has the power to transform our lives. We release any notion of separation and rest in our oneness with the divine. We listen and we share freely in this safe space and rest in our oneness with the divine. We listen and share from the heart, knowing that we are supported, we are loved, and we are cared for. I celebrate this truth in our lives, and I give thanks for it. And I release my word into law, knowing it has done, and so it is.
And so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Kareth. Woo. Okay. Have a good evening. We're done. We're complete. That was beautiful. So beautiful. So important to be anchored and grounded in the truth at this time in our lives. Let's sing us in, Barb.
Oh, sure. Let us sing in.
I'm not maybe not following the order, but
That's okay.
getting it together.
Do you, baby, do you.
We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are part of one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Barb.
We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. Well, we are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one.
Everyone unmute and sing this last time through together. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us. We are one another, born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. When it's all said and done, we are one.
Let's see those spirit
Okay,
fingers.
there's our, yes, let's get our fingers going. We started this last time. We want to keep it up because that's how we can engage and be a part of the interaction. So this is grand. So do we have Alfred on here? We do. Hi, Alfred. I think that's, oh, that might be.
Yes,
it is you. Hi, it's awfully quiet behind you, so I didn't know it was you. Usually there's a little toddler talking or a baby. Welcome. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. And then you'll close for us, right? Oh, hi, Alvin.
Alvin will close.
Alvin
You
will
want me to
close,
do a
or maybe Alvin
grounding
wants to give the message today.
You want me to do a grounding meditation now, Gwen, or do you want to do that later?
Yes, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, folks, we've implemented a new routine into our Froggy Fridays, and it will be, this portion will be the meditation. And I want you just to know, for your own information, it will be about 5 minutes and nothing's going to happen to you. We're not going to float away into the ethers, and we're not going to think nothing at all. And your mind will not stop, actually. And we may not have a mystical or magical experience, and there's no right or wrong way to practice. We're just going to breathe together. So I'm just going to get you to get comfortable, because posture is important so that we allow that energy to flow through us. So just put your shoulders back, put your hands gently resting on your knees or your lap or on the floor. And I'm going to invite you to softly close your eyes as you're sitting comfortably. Just soften your mouth. Soften your tongue. Let go of your tongue. And just breathe through your nose and out through your mouth. And just be comfortable. Just be in this moment. And as we enter this meditation, I want to invite us to hold our neighbors in the Ukraine and Russia and Europe and the entire world into our hearts. Just cradle them in your loving embrace and take a breath in. Deep breath, and hold and exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. Take another breath in, that God breath. We're breathing in the life of God. Deep inhale, hold and exhale. And take another deep breath in. This is the love of God, completely filling every part of our lung capacity. Hold and let it go. And now settle into a natural rhythm of breath. Just be aware of the sounds inside your room where you are. Be aware of the sounds outside. These are not distractions. They're just sounds as we are sitting and breathing. Begin to notice the mind as it wanders, jumping from thought to thought. And gently guide your attention and focus on your stomach and your chest as you breathe. Feel them rise, breathing in and out freely. And just allow them to fall and rest. Letting go of the questions how, why, where, when. Follow your breath in and out. In and out. As your mind wanders, gently guide it back to your breath. Letting go of expectations, judgments, just sitting and breathing. Envision the peace. Envision the calm. Envision the love as it expands beyond your body, as it expands beyond your room in your home, as it expands tenfold, 50-fold out past your community, from your city into the country. And now imagine it 100-fold out into the world, that love, that peace, that stillness, and breathe, breathe. Feel it move through you. We are the vessels of love. We hold the vessel of love within us. We are willing to share it. We are willing to hold it. We are willing to know this. As that feeling of love and peace is exemplified, come back to where you are, in your heart, in your room, in your chair, in the comfort and safety of where you are. And recognize and feel and know we are all one. As Kara said in her treatment, we are all of the one. We are all part of the one. And we create this place from this place of oneness, peace, humanity, kindness, safety, understanding, compassion, and life. Recognize you can go to this place of peace, stillness, kindness, compassion anytime. This moment is not limited to now. We can share this with our family, our friends in the world, all day, every day, whenever we feel the need. So when you're ready, allow your eyes to softly open as we prepare for a message of love by our beloved Reverend Gwen, as we prepare to receive the goodness that is our community. Take a breath and open your eyes. Take a breath and be present. Take a breath and know God is all there is. This too is good. This too is God. And I demand to see the good in it. Thank you, God. And so it is. If you'll join me, I'm going to sing a song, and you all know it. If you can stay muted, my style's a little different, but just take these words that were written so long ago into your heart. It's called Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer. Oh yeah, but I'm not the only one. And I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer. Oh, but I'm not the only one. Hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one.
You know, thank you, Barb. Thank you, Reverend Barb. That is so beautiful. What a appropriate song for this time in our world. I remember hearing that song. Every time I hear that song, I think about that. There's no countries. There's no possessions. There'd be nothing left to argue about. There's no borders to argue about. There's no, you've got this and I've got this and I'm more powerful. It would bring us together because there's nothing that somebody else might want more than you and want to take it away from you. Imagine that. And maybe that should be in our daily contemplation. Maybe that is a part of our work to do. Imagine the world we want to live in, a world that works for everyone. That line, maybe I'm a dreamer, but you know, if we don't dream big, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Of course, everything is possible. It is one of the tenets of our teaching. Everything and anything is possible in the mind of God. So why do we think that we have to be just a dreamer, a silly dreamer? It's too big. It's not possible. Of course it's possible. We know that as religious scientists. But lately, I'll tell you, what's going on in the world, it's a lot. It's a lot. And we're feeling it. We're feeling it all the time because you can't help but feel it. I was listening to, I was reading a notice from Home Office, and it said there was a call to peace because there are over 70 countries that are having violent clashes and so much unrest and disharmony. And now we have an outright war. And, you know, in Kenya, you've got the unrest and the unease with the election coming up during the campaigning. And so many people opposing each other and arguing who's what and fighting and causing damage and personal attacks. Why? Why, as a humanity, can we not just agree to disagree and carry on? Why can we not go to the voting stations and just honor the outcome? Canada has had a reputation of being nice and polite and not really rustling feathers per se. We've always been sort of seen as a sanction. But even Canada, we have had some really vocal, semi-violent reactions to what's going on. And it's infusing into many communities, many thoughts, many standing up for their rights. But what were their rights when they started impinging on other people's rights? They had a freedom convoy across the whole Canada, which is pretty big, it's pretty large. And they were claiming they wanted their freedom back. But yet, during this convoy, during this standoff at our parliament, they took away other people's freedom in that time, that they were just blockading downtown capital. There is so much unrest. We've seen it in families. We've seen it in the communities. There's division. And on some accounts, people in their own families can't even come to the table together because they just can't be together because they differ so much in their opinions. And each one thinks they're right. They may even start to disagree or agree that they disagree just to maintain some decorum and civility. But that's tense and that's causing rift. Myself, I start to feel, I'm feeling it. And I've actually, in the last several days, have had a lot of sort of intense things happen around me. And I haven't necessarily been paying attention. And I did the thing that I have never condoned is I've been listening to the news in the evening before my sleep time. And now I'm taking that into my sleep time and I'm not waking up restored and renewed. I woke up the other morning, I had so much tension in my body. I felt like those fine-tuned strings on a violin. I could pluck it and just have all that tenseness come through me. So before I even opened my eyes, I had to do a body scan. I had to meditate. I had to take deep breaths. I had to take some breath into these tense spots in my body before I could even function. That's no way we want to live. Over my lifetime, there's been occurrences that have been devastating and harmful, and I mean other than natural consequences. There's been, border wars. There's been 9/11, for example. There's all those types of events that have happened that have really affected multiple things, but it's affected me because it's brought me into it. But I have to say, we've had so many events, so many unseemly events, discordant events, destructive events, really unkind events, and they seem to be overlapping. Before we even get the one kind of finished with and resolved, we've already got another one happening. And this one back here, as important as it was, has just fallen out of our consciousness. Phew, we've been bombarded. We have been bombarded. I remember watching a video of the demolition in the Makura slum. It was horrifying. And I'm so very, very sorry for that power trip on these vulnerable people. It was such devastation, and there was human loss. The feeling of hopelessness can wash over me, and it did. I know it washed over many people watching it from the side view. And thanks to social media and so many cameras on the ground, it's not just the cameraman for the news feed anymore. It's everybody's cell phone, and then they can upload it to the whole world. That we can actually be taken immediately into the situation right there now. So now we get that exposure again. That hopelessness is hard on my heart. That hopelessness is hard on my soul. And I can speak that for many people, I'm sure. And then you remember the truth. And the truth is, I am not hopeless. I am not helpless. Earlier this morning, before everybody else came on, James was just talking about, some things that were going on and how it was affecting. And then he brought up the mosquito, the tiny little mosquito. It can affect and change somebody's life because it carries a disease, but it's got the power in that little bitty mosquito. Our spiritual mind treatments are much bigger than a mosquito, and they're more powerful. So we turn to prayer. We turn to treatment. We start there. We get grounded, we get centered, we get aligned. We remember who we are. I called today, the title for today was Be, Do, Have. So long ago, it was brought to our attention as a Science of Mind student that it used to be, if you do it and you have it, you be it, then you'll have it. So you do it, you work really, really hard, and you get a good job, and you have lots of income, and you become wealthy, and you become lucrative. And then you have everything you ever dreamed of. But now, with teaching the spiritual truths and principles, we know that you become first. Then you take it into action, you do, and then you have it. We don't have to play the chicken and the egg story anymore. We know that it's becoming who we really want to be, and then we have it. Because what Dr. Ernest Holmes talked about was we create that spiritual atmosphere, that personal atmosphere, that mental atmosphere. And if we want to be that loving presence, that's what comes off of us in our presence and in our energy field. If we want to become wealthy, then we become wealthy in our own minds first, and then we do things that take those steps into it, and then we have it. With our mental atmosphere, I feel like it's this giving off, and it embraces others into it. We've all had that experience since studying the science of mind, where somebody said, "What's going on with you? You're different. I like what you're doing. Like, you seem, no matter what's going on, you seem to be okay, and you seem to be happier, or you seem to be even this content, no matter what's going on, no matter how much gets dumped onto you. What's going on with you?" And it's because that person, or myself included, has embraced a spiritual practice and has stayed in that truth and ground. Well, I guess I haven't been doing that for the last week, because I have been getting caught up in things. And then I go back to it, and then I forget. And then I go back to it, and then I forget, because I know it's always there for me. I know that I open to that greater presence, and I become calmer. I've talked before about the eye of the storm. I remember for the very first time hearing that in the eye of a hurricane, there's calm. There's no wind velocity. It's just calm, a peaceful calm. Same with the cyclones. It's the same theory. It's rotating the other way. There's a calm. There's the eye of the storm. And that's where we want to be. In all this chaotic chaos going on and all this kerfuffle and uprising and disharmony, we want to get back to that center, that calm of the storm. And the easiest, quickest way, we have the most magnificent tool, is a spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And I shared on, from Barb and I on the Facebook, a treatment for world peace from Dr. Ernest Holmes. And I invite you to go there anytime, or maybe copy it and have it handy to always be reading it daily, to just keep yourself in that way of thinking. And of course, I've been kind of doing a little bit of focusing on this book because it's in our forethought, because we have these three magnificent men doing the translation to Swahili, and it's progressed really well. We're in the final stages of actually having it completed. But one spot opened up for me to read, and here it is. The world stands at the brink of a great abyss, a terrific regression, or if it choose, faces the horizon of a glorious day or a new age. But you may ask, why would an almighty power and a divine intelligence permit such possible disaster? This is something that you and I have no control over. God, or the creative genius of the universe, has placed this prerogative in the mind of man through giving him volition and choice. God itself could not will it otherwise. So we have free choice. And that's why we got into this mess. It is the misuse of that creative process that we all know and that we've all studied. The seed that was planted was the misuse of this process. But we, as spiritual warriors, can get back into that place. This is our work to do. Some of the things that Dr. Holmes talked about peace was, the peace within you is not something separate from God. It is not something that bombards you from without, as the earth is bombarded by cosmic rays, which I just talked about earlier. The peace is something that expands from within. Always this peace has been in you. Always this peace has nestled at the center of your being, desiring to reveal its perfection and harmony. Peace stands at the door of our consciousness and awaits our acceptance of it. However, it does not stand outside our door waiting for entrance, so much as it stands inside waiting to be expressed in everything we do. So we be the presence of peace, and we do peaceful actions, peaceful thoughts. If the possibility of your peace were dependent upon some external event, some outside circumstance, some objective fact, then you would not have a principle of peace within you. You would merely be hoping that one might either develop or be imposed upon externally. Peace is within you now. The peace that passes all human comprehension is there. The peace that is at the very heart of the universe is there. There being within each of us. Each of us is the eye of the storm. So that peace is only a breath away. And then I saw that Philip had posted the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me the instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it's in giving that we receive, and it's in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it's in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen. This is ours to do. There's a reason why this teaching resonates with you. when you first come into it. There's a reason why you feel like you have come home when you hear these words that resonate deeply, soulfully. It's because you are connecting with that inner peace, that inner love, and you know the truth is resonating with you. So I want to invite everyone into the eye of the storm. I want you to bring yourselves along with me. Be in that calm, peaceful place. For the eye of the storm is a true metaphor of us all. And I'm looking at each and every one of you because we have signed up to be these spiritual warriors, for the world needs us. Our homes need us. Our regions need us. Our nations need us. And right now, the whole frickin' world needs us. If we believe we are universally connected, that's everything. Like Kara said, all, everything, everyone, everywhere. So if I'm hurting, I know that other people are hurting. I don't want other people to hurt. I don't want other people to endure devastation and death at the cruel hands of others. And here is my further imaging of the eye of the storm. Think about each and every one of us, our mass of us, all of CSL being in the eye of the storm, knowing the truth of that peaceful, harmonious place that we are. And then the eye grows and grows and dissipates the chaos and dissipates the chaos and dissipates the chaos until that power of the velocity and the chaos of, or the power of the storm, of the power of the hurricane and the chaos is diminished and let go. Because anything unlike love, harmony, life-giving, creation falls away. That is our God's work. Thank you, and know that we are one.
Thank you, Reverend Gwen. Spirit fingers, everyone. I love that. I didn't even know what you were going to talk about. And what I loved is how the meditation that I did about the expansion. Now let your love expand beyond your city, beyond the, your own country. And that's the expansion. And I love that. And we are in a connection. And we are called on right now. You are absolutely correct. We are absolutely called on to know and hold the high watch and know the truth. Thank you for that brilliance. Did you want to sing a song, Reverend?
Let's do this. This is great, Karen, Dr. Song, and it's very important to bring this in and know this. And the third line is, I rest and trust and breathe and know. And that is the one line that just brings me into it. So sing with me if you know this. In the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is love, there is love. And I rest and trust, breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is love. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. In the stillness of this moment, there is peace, there is peace. And I rest and trust and breathe and know that in the stillness of this moment, there is peace. I am peace. I am peace. I am peace. Our trust, our knowing, our conviction, our devotion, our dedication has to be more powerful than ever. And I know that we are a force to reckon with. We are a spiritual force to reckon with. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and being who you are.
Thank you, Reverend Gwen. So it's my great pleasure to do a couple of reminders and announcements before we do our affirmations and then open up to some Q&A. We have the beautiful Reverend Melody Bailey joining us on our next Froggy Friday. That's 2 weeks from today, who will be delivering the message. She is a teacher and instructor and beloved minister and a colleague of Gwen's and mine, and we love her dearly. Also, Gwen, there was an announcement you wanted me to remind you of, and now I can't remember. Oh, to go to Edward.
So we have. So one of the things that I have been tuning into is our spiritual director of all of CSL.org is Dr. Reverend Viljoen. And every morning he comes on to the Facebook of CSL.org, the bigger organization, and he does a morning devotion. And I invite you, I think it would be at 6:30 Mountain Time. So that's 5:30 our time. So that would be 6:30 your time in the morning?
4:30. 4:30.
4:30
in the afternoon.
5 p.m. 5 p.m. Kenya time.
Okay.
Okay. Have you been watching it, Philip? Yes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's a beautiful way to go into your evening with. And of course, he's our spiritual leader, and it'd be nice to get acquainted to him because, drum roll,
he's coming on Good Froggy Friday to deliver the talk to everybody. Dr. Edward Viljoen, the spiritual director and leader of the entire organization, is coming to address Kenya, CSL Kenya. So you do want to invite your friends and family to all of this. Yes, Kareth, this is big. This is big. He came to our reunion. For any of you that were there, Dr. Edward Viljoen was there as well. So this is a beautiful thing.
Yes. So huddle around your screens, invite any of your friends and family. It's going to be a beautiful, meaningful, and experience with him. He is so from the heart and soul. He's just a beautiful man, and you'll just really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. I can guarantee it without even knowing what he's saying.
Do you want to do our affirmations?
Sure, we can do our affirmations.
You go ahead and lead it.
Okay. So remember to be. There is only love, harmony, and peace.
We should all unmute ourselves and repeat after Reverend Gwen.
Let's do that again. There is only love, harmony, and peace.
There is only love, harmony,
and peace.
I know peace and harmony for all of mankind, right here and right now.
I know
peace and harmony
for all of mankind.
right here now.
I am the place where God shows up.
I am the place
where God shows up.
That is actually taken from a lyric, and it's something that keeps me very grounded. I might be just doing my housework, and I will be singing
God
it.
shows up.
Yes,
That's
yes.
Watkins Jr.
That's right. I am the place where God is, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I love it. I love it. Any questions? Any comments? Philip, I want you to share how you're enjoying those morning devotions from Dr. Viljoen.
Yeah, They are not as long as some may think they are, but they're usually coupled with affirmative prayer and just the presence and the connection with everyone around the world is usually powerful.
Yeah, I think about 6 minutes or so, right? 6, 7 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But powerful 6, 7 minutes.
Yeah, if it goes for so long, it's only 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. I really enjoyed the one on March 1st. I really had to hear it. And that's the other thing. You can go back and hear other ones as well. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for your posts too as well on Facebook, Philip. It's funny because I was doing I was getting ready for the talk and I thought, oh, I need to do the prayer of St. Francis. And about 2 hours later, I saw that you posted it. See?
That's a perfect example of one mind.
Actually, the prayer that Philip posted there was actually not an improvement, but an adaptation. Because he kind of, in the second part of the prayer, he kind of turned it around to show to reveal the size of mind principles. So it was not the original prayer. He based on the original prayer, but then he twisted a bit. Maybe you should go and look at it again.
I will.
It's a sense of mind rendition of the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, Patrick, because I saw it. I just noticed it on my notification. I didn't go into the Facebook, so yeah. I will do that. Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent. And James, thanks for the mosquito story. It's so true.
Maybe I can read it for you.
Okay.
Because I have it opened on my computer.
Okay, you do that. Let's.
Okay. Let me start. I am an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, I am love. Where there is injury, I am pardon. Where there is despair, I am hope. Where there is darkness, I am light. Where there is sadness, I am joy. O divine givingness, I know I am here to be of service and to be an individualist expression of your creative flow. I know I am not here to be consoled, but to console, not to be understood, but to understand. I am here to be loved, and to love, and to be loved. It is the greatest commitment of them all, for it is in sharing your goodness that I receive your ever-flowing grace. It is in forgiving that I know there is no wrongdoing, and it is in dying that I get to be reunited with the eternal presence that is my nature, adopted from prayer of St. Francis of Assisi.
And so it is.
Whoa.
Yes.
Wow, Philip.
Yes.
I'm going to be copying that and printing it off, and I'm going to be putting it up in front where I can see alongside that World Prayer of Dr. Holmes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. There is such brilliance on this screen. Oh my goodness. Beautiful.
Who is going to close us, Gwen? Should we have Reverend Claire close us, perhaps?
Well, actually, we got Alfred.
Oh, Alfred's here still. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Claire. Sorry. I know you were right there. I love that.
Yeah, she dived in.
Just close our eyes as we know this truth. I know that there is one power, one infinite intelligence, one source of all life that I call God. This power is everywhere, in all things, in this universe, and there is no spot where this power is not. It's under power of all things, and it is on creating and recreating all things into its perfections. I know I am the one with this one power, this one source, and this one life that I call God, which is also a clear truth for the whole class. I know this power expresses through us, for us, in a perfect, whole, and a complete manner. This is true. This is the truth for the whole class. Right here, right now. I now acknowledge the truth about this class, that we are God in nature. I claim that as we are on getting this inspirational teaching of Frog Friday, each and every one of us is expanding and growing more fully for this teaching, since we are all guided by the Spirit within that is perfect, whole, and complete. I know this hour is a blessing to each and every one of us, since we are filled with this message that reject any sense of rejections in our consciousness. And we are all filled with joy, peace, love, and the beauty of this class right here, right now. I know that as we remember this truth, all that we need to learn, our lives open up, and we are ready to receive its manifestation right here, right now. I'm now so grateful for knowing this truth for this class. I'm so grateful for this beautiful teaching. I'm so grateful for this life. I now release my word into law, knowing that it is already done in the mind of the one, as I say, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank
Well
you and
done,
bless you,
Well
Alfred.
done. Hi,
I
Karen.
also want to put out to this community that we have 6 practitioner students that are preparing for their exam on March 21st. And I want you to all know the truth. Oh, it isn't? It's May. Oh, I had March.
Oh, please don't put March. We'd all have a heart attack.
Sorry, I had M. Anyways, you can still know the truth for them, that they are in their preparation, that everything is smooth, that they are divinely guided.
Thanks
Beautiful.
for that clarity,
Thanks,
Karen.
Karen.
Thank you.
Breathe.
We would just give them extra love, that's all.
You didn't think that was funny, did you, Paul?
The earlier they do the exam, the better, because you want to take over.
Say that again?
The earlier they do the exams, the better, because we like to take over.
Oh.
And take their class,
Yeah. Okay.
We've got all these potential ministers ready to go. I love it.
Okay. So put a hands up who wants to receive a 2-minute miracle. Anybody want a 2-minute miracle? We've got
Everybody
rooms to
seems
go
good
into. We've
today.
got lots of practitioners here today.
Well, it seems like the treatment that Alfred did closed us up and solidified it for everybody.
Oh, well, between those
love
2
when that
treatments,
happens.
Karis was powerful and Alfred powerful.
Yes.
Ooh, does everybody feel filled up? Yes. What about your spirit fingers? Come on, this is the new way. Come on, Patrick. I'm just asking you to move your fingers.